Today marks the start of our week-long charity focus special. This time of the year, many of us like to reach into our pockets to help those that are less fortunate. And our first featured organization is Pencils for Kids. Since 2006, it has opened at 3 schools and sent more than 5,000 kilograms of pencils and other school supplies to children in Niger. Here to tell us all about it is Robin Mednick, the founder of Pencils for Kids. Robin, great to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me.
We had you here last year. Now explain again for everyone what exactly Pencils for Kids does.
Pencils for Kids is a grassroots charity, all volunteer. Started about 6 years ago, exactly this month, when a few of us heard that 30 children were sharing one pencil in a community in Niger, West Africa. So our hearts broke. We kicked into action, not knowing what we were doing. But since that time, as you say, we built some schools, started programs. We work with one community in Niger because we thought if we do something, let's try and concentrate in one place, try and do something sustainable and well, and then see if we can then encourage other people to come to that community.
And one of the things that you've developed beyond the pencils to some extent, but still along the education line, is these very specific scholarships for individual young ladies.
Yes, we started a program called Scholarships for Girls because we found that very often many children stop their education at grade 6. And if they go on past that, it's the boys. And so the girls are often the one in developing countries that don't get an opportunity. So we started Scholarships for Girls for the middle school and secondary. And what it is for $600 for a year, a girl will have an opportunity to get the supplies she needs, food for the day, the uniform she needs, but most importantly, tutoring for 4 subjects in the entire year. So it gives her a supplemental education beyond what they might get in school. So this year, 72 girls are participating. Last year, BNN, through some sponsorship from your very wonderful readers, your listeners, were able to sponsor girls with scholarships. And those girls, some of them have moved on now to the next level. So we feel that no matter what happens, if they move on or they don't, every year of education that you can give a girl makes a huge difference in her opportunities as she goes forward.
And not just for her, I understand, for the community as well.
You educate a girl, you educate her family, you educate her husband, you educate her parents. Everything that she learns and every year more that she gets makes a difference when she goes home. So one program, for example, that we started this year to do with scholarships is called Pound for Change. And we wanted the people here to understand what it's like for women there on a daily basis to pound millet for up to 6 hours a day. And that's part of their life. And so we thought if we could get people here to do Pound for Change events where they get together, experience what it's like to pound for 15, 20 minutes, talk about education for girls, and maybe raise money for a scholarship for a girl in that little event that they do. And it just brings home what women there have to do and why girls are pulled out of school and not in school so they can help their parents pound and go in the fields and work.
One of the things that perhaps very unique with your particular charity and for perhaps a lot of viewers at home, it's almost tactile in terms of the immediate response. In other words, giving $5, you actually see it in the form of staples, a book, 4 pens, a pencil. It results in something immediately. It doesn't get dropped into the vast hole of funds that are being directed at one part of the world or another.
No, that's so true, and that's very much reflective of how we want to go about it, because we don't, I wish we had vast holes of funds, but not holes. I wish we had vast ones, but every dollar makes an amazing difference there, and we want to make sure that if we send $10 there, 2 books are purchased, or a Farmers of the Future program is started, and we want the people here to see the results of it with pictures and with reports back. It's very important to us that we personally see the value of everything happening over there with supplies. As a matter of fact, an organization now, Havta, has a Canadian humanitarian organization, has just sent over a 40-foot container with 4,000 school bags for the children. And those school bags are going to be received in January, and they will get pictures of the children getting these school bags for the first time in their lives.
And we're looking at some amazing pictures of you there, resplendent.
But also cradling a child, which of course is always what brings our hearts to all of this. Can you talk a little bit in terms of the size? Because a lot of people, it started out very small. How big has it gotten? Give us some perspective.
We are still tiny in the sense of the people here. We have a lot of volunteers on the ground in schools, corporations, companies, but our immediate team is 10 volunteers who have full-time other jobs, except for me. I do this, I decided to devote myself full-time as a volunteer to this. So we are entirely volunteer, still tiny, but making great strides. And I think the other strategy in our approach is to partner. So we've partnered with some incredible organizations. Lush has given us this year, they're sponsoring one of our sites for the Farmers of the Future. Eliminate Poverty Now from New Jersey partners with us fully on that. Vyahavta has donated. And so Superior Medical has donated kits for the midwives. So even though we do education, that's our core competence, our policy is really find other people who do other things well, bring them into Labore, and let them do their core competency there. So it's very exciting.
It's always very exciting to have you back. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much.
And, of course, the details of how you can get in touch with Pencils for Kids were across the bottom of your screen. And Robin Mednick joined us. She's the founder of Pencils for Kids. We'll have more details on Pencils for Kids, of course, on bnn.ca.
And we'll switch to the ETF report when we come back.